1. I met you in the library. Your first and only foray through the literary wilds. It was 2 days into the semester and I'd revolted spending $417 on a single-use biology textbook. A sympathetic upperclassman had lent me hers and I was photocopying the innards of a ficus when you commented over my shoulder. Something not threatening, a little funny. You were an engineer with a soft spot for design. Honestly, you might do architecture if you like the classes. I asked about your favorite buildings and got a 15-minute panegyric on the merits of the flat iron. And then I declared my hatred for the Whitney. Modernism be damned. And that must have been the moment. Kappa Beta Zeta, you said, was having a party that night. Most fraternities were still closed, but athletes were always serving to campus. Open doors, free beer, loud music. Standard mayhem on tap. Was I interested? No. But my studentmates were. And they outvoted me. In the name of democracy, I was squished into a neon mini dress and pushed out the door. Somewhere into my second beer, you found me. I shall introduce you to my roommate, who was tangled around 8 feet of a lacrosse player. Studentmates shimmied nearby, and you joined us with a surprising sense of rhythm. Once my dozen dance moves were thoroughly exhausted, I plopped onto a nearby sofa. You followed, slinging your arm around the back. I was searching for my phone and didn't notice. And when I looked up, your mouth was in my face. I dodged, and your tongue swiped right on my cheek. No match. Pushing you back, I shook my head, said something not threatening, a little funny. You retracted the arm, head bound, and then you chased down rejection with an obliging 6-pack, and went home with my seatmate. 2. I'd known you for 4 years. None of the formative ones, but the idealistic period that follows. You liked my visions. The bold proclamations about Artemisia Gentileschi and the Reims Cathedral that you didn't understand. The concert was a birthday gift. Orchestra tickets you charged to your parents. So maybe I should have slept with them. There were 24 violinists, a harpist who seldom played 6 consecutive bars, and a conductor missing the underside of his hair. Conductors, I remember thinking, are always male. The encore was Danse Macabre by Saint-Saëns. Dee played over and over, and when the harp struck 12, you deployed. A touch of your fingers, somehow cold in early June, on the back of my hand. What was it doing there? Had I invited? Blunted nails chafed my palm as your fingers dipped beneath mine, digging for entry. Years of interaction jumbled in my head. Coffees and movies, runs in the park, and subterranean medical comedy shows. Also you bemoaning the loss of your latest girlfriend, calling me bro, thanking me for consolation drinks, for shipping you home in a taxi and paying for the handling fee. Cab drivers, too, are always men. I moved my hand away. Later, you would use words like string along or tease, words that our shared friends would slip me guiltily like notes in classes. You would talk about signals and betrayal, about patience and always having my back. You thought it was time. You thought we were ready. And me? I thought of the city where our friendships expired, rattling in the death throes of an exuberant xylophone. 3. We shared an ethnic background, and not much else. You played guitar, and we had a jam session in our lounge once. You reminded me of a boy I disliked in high school. All the same insecurities, but better manners. I didn't care much for codes and programs, but you were literate. And there's no one bar for friendship. You asked what I liked, and I said many things. Medieval tapestries, 60s folk, bubble tea. You zeroed in on the last. You said you had never tried it. Would I give you a recommendation? And I said there was a great place near campus. And you said Saturday. I said I'll text you, and I did. Did we talk about something particular? Sipping milk tea and boba, which you might have hated. There was a Goldilocks table between us, and you leaned forward, and I sank back, comfortable in my cushioned seat. There was typical college chat, midterms and summer internships, music, though you hated jazz. Maybe politics, relatives from our historic country of origin. Well, in the end, you were zinc and I was helium. And maybe there was too much table between us, but I liked you just fine. And that was good. And then I didn't see you for 2 years. You disappeared until the party, where some new friend of mine, an old friend of yours, mentioned you in the role of romantic lead. And suddenly, bubble tea couldn't be offered anymore. And I wonder what you saw in that chewy beverage. And I wonder where that friendly extended hand bridge collapsed. And these days, when I see your profile fly by on social media, I tilt my hand. I'm trying to remember how we met. 4. You were the friend of a friend, someone I met on study abroad. You were swinging by Paris on the way from some B-town, Brussels or Barcelona or Budapest. I caught some photos of you in my favorite museum and commented about a statue worth seeing. You asked if I was around, and I said yes. Plans were made, but your schedule was tight, and dinner was your only time slot. As the resident expert, I chose the locale, a place that served classy burgers. You wore slacks. I wore jeans. We talked Europe and culture clash. You mentioned 3 p.m. lunch in Spain, and I countered with actual snails on the dinner plate. Then postgraduate plans, your law school application, my search for hiring an art gallery. There was wine, and I told you my best and the worst metro stories. And we laughed until the bill came. And then you reached for a card, and so did I. And then you insisted it was fine. Internal eyes rolled. My head, a pendulum of disagreement. You were on vacation. I had picked the place. There was no obligation. But I favored the Dutch school more than you did. And you hollowed out my protest like so many Eskimos, waving a hand. You held the bill captive and hit the total, knowing that I wouldn't fuss in front of the waiter. Once you paid for my objections, you escorted me to the train. It was raining, and you offered your umbrella, walking calmly in the drizzle beside me. You never touched me, but I wished your body language would leave me alone.